President Biden and House Speaker McCarthy have reached an agreement in principle to raise the debt ceiling and avoid a government default by June 5. The deal includes flat spending for 2024, 1% increase for 2025, work requirements for some government aid, medical care for veterans, a compromise on federal permitting, and the withdrawal of unused COVID-19 funds. The deal faces opposition from some conservatives who want more spending cuts and some progressives who want more student debt relief. Biden and McCarthy will have to rally enough support from their parties to pass the bill within a week. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is proposing a bill that would see Ukraine impose sanctions on Russian ally Iran for 50 years. The bill would stop Iranian goods transiting through Ukraine and use of its airspace, as well as imposing trade, financial and technology sanctions against Iran and its citizens. The bill is a response to what Kyiv says is Tehran's weapons supplies to Moscow. Kyiv and its allies say Iran has been supplying Russia with arms, including hundreds of drones, since Moscow invaded Ukraine last year. Tehran rejects the allegations. A new poll shows that former President Trump has a substantial lead over Florida Governor Ron DeSantis among California's likely Republican primary voters, reversing their standings 3 months ago. The poll also finds that most Republican voters in California do not believe that Trump can get a fair trial in New York, where he faces fraud and sexual assault charges, and think the investigations of him should be stopped. DeSantis, who has taken conservative positions on education and culture wars in Florida, does better with moderate Republicans in California than with strongly conservative ones who favor Trump. He also has a small edge among younger and college-educated GOP voters. The House of Representatives voted to impeach Attorney General Ken Paxton on Saturday after a scandal-plagued decade in which he has been accused in multiple investigations of misusing his office and of retaliating against those who've exposed his misdeeds. The impeachment removes the 60-year-old Attorney General from office pending a trial in the Senate. An interim replacement must be named by Governor Greg Abbott. The impeachment is just the third in Texas history and the first in nearly 50 years. The whistleblower allegations are the subject of an ongoing federal investigation into Paxton. The Biden administration's Department of Health and Human Services has spent millions of dollars on a social media project to prevent vaping initiation among LGBTQ youth. The project aims to reduce disparities in vaping among sexual and gender minority youth. The National Institute on Drug Abuse handed over $2.2 million to the University of Pennsylvania for an anti-vaping messages project from July 2021 to April 2026. Taylor Swift released a new song called You're Losing Me as part of a special edition of her album Midnights. The song is a vault song from the album's writing session. The song is speculated to be about her breakup with Joe Alwyn, as it describes a relationship that is falling apart. Fans have compared it to her previous love song Cornelia Street from the album Lover. The song was first available on the CD format of the album at MetLife Stadium, and then for a 24-hour limited digital download. Swift has not commented on the song or the alleged breakup. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said on Saturday, United States won't tolerate China's effective ban on purchases of Micron Technology, MU.O, memory chips and is working closely with allies to address such economic coercion. Micron Technology is an American producer of computer memory and computer data storage including dynamic random access memory, flash memory, and USB flash drives. Raimondo told a news conference after a meeting of trade ministers in the U.S.-led Indo-Pacific Economic Framework talks that the U.S. firmly opposes China's actions against Micron. These target a single U.S. company without any basis in fact, and we see it as plain and simple economic coercion, and we won't tolerate it, nor do we think it will be successful. Arnold Schwarzenegger warns of the dangers of abusing steroids while bodybuilding, saying people are dying from overdoses and complications. He admits he used testosterone and D-bol legally in the 1970s under a doctor's supervision, but says bodybuilding was safer then. He urges young people to avoid steroids and listen to legitimate medical advice, not charlatans. He says he has seen people suffer from kidney transplants and other health issues. He compares himself to a rock climber who tells others not to take risks, saying, "Who am I to say this?" He says he still works out every day and loves everything he does. He jokes that his plan is to live forever. Sister Willamina Lancaster, the founder of the Benedictine Sisters of Mary, Queen of the Apostles, died in 2019 and her body remained uncorrupted for 4 years after being buried in a simple wooden casket without embalming. This is a rare and mysterious phenomenon that could indicate her possible sainthood in Catholicism. Her body was exhumed last week and is now on display for veneration by Catholic pilgrims. The Catholic Church has commissioned an investigation into the situation and asked for prayer and sobriety. Lancaster's order plans to enclose her body in a glass case to better accommodate the visitors.
Thank you for watching. Please support our efforts by liking and sharing the videos. Don't forget to subscribe to get our regular updates.